Luis Ortiz has reportedly turned down $5 million to face Anthony Joshua, which is 10 times as much as he was paid for the Deontay Wilder fight. Ortiz is apparently demanding a minimum of $10 million to step in the ring with AJ on June 1st. Well, what does this tell us? It tells us that the Deontay Wilder fanboys are wrong, as usual, about AJ being afraid to fight Ortiz, because here we have him offering Ortiz 10 times his highest purse to step in the ring. So they were wrong about that, as usual. And furthermore, if you read the information in this article, inside sources claim that Al Heyman is planning a Deontay Wilder-Luis Ortiz rematch as early as September, which would be a pay-per-view event. This also shows us that Deontay Wilder has absolutely no desire whatsoever to face Anthony Joshua after he gets past Dominic Breazeale. No desire whatsoever to fight for the undisputed if he gets past Breazeale. No desire. So we can push any potential undisputed fight back to 2020 at the earliest now, given the way Deontay Wilder's plans are shaping up. So the Wilder fanboys and Wilder's team have been exposed in terms of them saying AJ is afraid of Ortiz, in terms of them saying AJ is afraid of Wilder, and in terms of them saying that Wilder desperately wants to fight AJ. All of that has been exposed as complete and utter BS. Now, it gets even more remarkable with regards to the demented minds of the Deontay Wilder fanboys, because I've seen some guys come out saying Ortiz is right to turn down this money because he's not getting a fair percentage. Well, let me introduce you to some very, very basic facts and logic. Let's say me, Hatman, I offer you a fight on Fight Night, all right, on the PS3. Let's play Fight Night. And I'm going to give you 10% of $100 to play me at Fight Night. But my friend over here, he also wants to play you at Fight Night, but he's going to give you 50% of $1. And remember, boxing purses are a one-off payment. We're not talking about buying stocks and shares here. We're talking about a one-off payment. So I'm offering you 10% of $100 for one fight, and my friend is offering you 50% of $1. The Deontay Wilder fanboys are going to take my friend's offer, 50% of $1, and think they got a better deal. This is how demented these people are. If we're talking about a one-off payment, you go for the higher figure, not the higher percentage. Not unless you're completely insane, which of course so many of them are, evidently. A sad state of affairs. It looks as though Anthony Joshua at the moment will be fighting either Andy Ruiz, Michael Hunter, or Trevor Bryant. None of those opponents are going to set the world alight in terms of anticipation. Miller was a better opponent than any of those guys, at least from a promotional point of view. I mean, AJ might fight one of those guys and it could turn out to be a good fight. Who knows? Then again, they might turn out to be duds. The point being, in terms of the anticipation, Miller was a better opponent than those guys because he's mouthy, he's from New York, he was a big, bold, brash character. Whereas Andy Ruiz is a quiet guy. I don't know much about Trevor Bryant. And Michael Hunter is a pretty quiet guy as well, and a small guy. So, none of these opponents are going to drive subscriptions to the zone in any kind of major way. Luis Ortiz is somebody that AJ and Eddie Hearn are clearly desperate to get in the ring on June 1st because he is a much bigger name than any of those guys. He's not a pay-per-view star or anything. He's not packing out arenas and selling loads of tickets, no. But he is somewhat known because of the fact that he fought and nearly beat Deontay Wilder. And really, Eddie Hearn and AJ are looking to do a number on Luis Ortiz in the ring because that would put Deontay Wilder under pressure, as I've said before, which is why Luis Ortiz is demanding such a ridiculous fee. 10 million. And it's not just Luis Ortiz demanding this fee, it's of course Al Heyman demanding this fee because Heyman gets a percentage of whatever Luis Ortiz gets. So 10 million to secure Ortiz's services. Absolutely absurd. I hope that Eddie Hearn's counteroffer, which he's apparently going to make, is enough to secure Ortiz's signature and, enough to grant him the permission that he needs from Al Heyman to go fight on DAZN. I hope so, because AJ versus Ortiz would be a much more satisfying fight and satisfying event, and it would answer so many questions. And it would put so many questions to bed as well. And remember, before I end this, Deontay Wilder himself, I'm talking facts here, Deontay Wilder himself said that he would like Luis Ortiz to step in and replace Jarrell Miller against AJ. Wilder himself said that. He knows Ortiz has only got 6 weeks, but Wilder himself said Ortiz is always in shape. He's always in the gym. After he fought Wilder, Wilder claims that Ortiz was training again straight away. This is Wilder himself saying this, not me. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about Ortiz turning down $5 million, 10 times his highest ever purse. Happy to fight Deontay Wilder for $500,000, but rejects $5 million to fight AJ. Will he accept Hearn's counteroffer? Well, if it's anything less than 10 mil, maybe not. I hope some kind of miracle arises in the negotiation process and they get the fight done somehow, some way. Hearn clearly wants the fight. Or else why waste all this time negotiating, making all these offers? He clearly wants the fight. So again, that makes the Deontay Wilder fanboys and the AJ naysayers look stupid because there's this ridiculous narrative flying around that Hearn is going to protect AJ from Luis Ortiz. That AJ's desperately scared of Ortiz. This is the ridiculous, pathetic, provably false narrative that has been floating around. It just shows you how completely out of touch so many boxing fans are with reality. I keep on harping on about this, but look at the people that AJ fought in the amateurs and through 22 fights as a pro, and tell me that this is a guy who's afraid to take risks. Tell me that that's a promoter in Eddie Hearn who's afraid to take risks when he's putting AJ in with people like Klitschko, Parker, Dylan White, Povetkin. Inside his first 22 fights. Who was Fury fighting in his first 22 fights? Who was Wilder fighting in his first 22 fights? Eddie Hearn has, moved Anthony Joshua very fast. He hasn't protected him. No, Wilder was protected. Wilder didn't fight anybody with a pulse until he was about 35 and 0 or something like that. Certainly more than 30 before he fought anybody with a pulse. AJ's unified champion inside his first 22 fights, and you're talking about him being protected. What planet are you living on? They've always taken risks with him. He's been taking massive risks since his amateur days, and he's been taking massive risks since his pro days. You can't say the same for Wilder. He's the one who's been protected the whole time. He's the one who they're very careful about who they put him in the ring with. That's the reality of it. But, reality don't matter to some people. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And, once more, you look at Luis Ortiz and who he's fought since Wilder. Kajanu, Kaufman, and Hammer. I mean, not exactly lighting the world up, is he? A guy like that, a guy who's fighting the Kajanus, Kaufmans, and Hammers, is turning down $5 million to face AJ. This is not a guy whose stock has gone through the roof since the Wilder fight. Just like I said in the last video, his stock hasn't gone through the roof. This is the opponents he's been fighting. He hasn't suddenly been transformed into a pay-per-view star and selling out arenas. No. That's what he's been doing. And yet, somehow what? His team think he's some kind of boxing superstar where he can demand $10 million a fight? The absurdity of it is laughable. Let me know how you feel in the comments, people. I'm out.
Join me on Patreon. I upload a minimum of 2 podcasts every single week, covering a wide variety of controversial topics, as well as live stream Q&A sessions. Take a look on screen right now at some of the podcasts I've produced so far. For just $3 a month, the equivalent of about £2 a month, you get access to all my new podcasts and my entire back catalogue of past podcasts, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen on your computer or on your smartphone or tablet by downloading the Patreon app from the Google Play Store or the App Store for free. The Patreon app also allows you to download each podcast in MP3. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to dozens of hours of exclusive content. It's easy to sign up, there's no contract, and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of free and critical thinkers by signing up with me here on Patreon today.